Summertime for most people means fireworks, drinking beer on the beach, and outdoor barbecue. For competitive bodybuilders, summer is never a time to slack, and for some of the athletes of MHP, the summer of 2013 was a time to prepare for the biggest challenge of the year, the Olympia. For the next few episodes, we're going to catch up with the athletes of NYBB Blue and take you through the summer of 2013, from the pro to the O, as we review the struggles and the triumphs of a life in bodybuilding. The day after the New York Pro, Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym is a flurry of activity as the top athletes from the show pose for the top photographers in the business. Working all day here today are Per Bernal, the man whose photos have graced many covers of Muscular Development magazine. Jason Breeze, the photographer for many of MHP's most memorable ads. And Alex Ardenti, the Italian-born bodybuilder turned photographer and filmmaker. In the middle of all this activity, Steve Weinberger is truly enjoying himself. One of the most influential men in the East Coast scene is, not so secretly, one of bodybuilding's biggest fans. Pausing to interact with and take pictures of athletes who come to the Mecca to train or conduct photo shoots.
I love it. Yeah, I love to see everybody. I talk to everybody. I hang with everybody. This is what I love to do.
A professional photo shoot is a long and exhausting process for photographer and model alike. And yet it is an understood and accepted part of the bodybuilding post-contest ritual.
Push your body further back. Further back. As much as you can. Don't bring it up so high. Keep it a little lower.
And look straight ahead. Yeah.
Victor Martinez has been through this hundreds, maybe thousands of times in his career.
The workouts are definitely way easier than the photo shoots. Photo shoots take out a whole lot out of you. I mean, you're already tired from flexing the night before. You know, you're sore, you know, because I always tell people the posing is, you know, isometrical movements you're doing. And, you know, if your legs are not in pain from squeezing your abs, you know, your chest, something is always, you know, hurting the next day. But this is a photo shoot now. This is the images that are going to be caught of you, and they're going to live on forever. So, you know, you have to be on your A game. You know, you have to look good. Make sure, you know, your skin looks great. Regardless of how hard it is and how much energy it takes out of you, you know you have to look your best or act like your best and be your best, because those are lifetime images you're catching. That one bad image, that one bad photo, and you take that, people see that, they think that's who you are. You know, yeah, that's you, but it's not, you know, your best look. You know, you don't want your worst look or not your best look to be out there in the computer and magazine universe. It's the last thing you want. You have to make it happen. You have to make it happen and suck it up. And I like photo shoots. I don't mind them. It's fun for me because I know it's the aftermath from a show, especially when you win a show. It's a blast, you know, because you're shooting all day, you're eating whatever you want, and the thought process of getting ready for a show, it's done, you know, it's done, everything's done, so it's kind of like the home base.
In New York City, Dana Lynn Bailey is having trouble with the cops. Or, more accurately, she is having trouble with the gym in the 5th Precinct.
Like, I know we can get the The bench in here.
I have no idea what I'm even looking at.
The 5th Precinct, in the shadow of the nearly finished Freedom Tower, is located in the heart of Chinatown, a dense and frenetic section of the city. Mark Iocco, the captain of the 5th and a co-owner of the Rock Body Fitness Cafe in New Rochelle, New York, reached out to MHP and invited Dana to visit the precinct house and train with a few of the officers for NYBB Blue. Dana initially jumped at the chance, though upon seeing the tiny ill-equipped basement room that the officers train in, she now seems to be having second thoughts.
I have nothing to hold my legs, so I'm moving down. I'm very particular with cable movement. It sticks.
It's rugged, man. It's a rugged gym.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. Clear! We're doing a decline quadricep extension.
That's everyone.
Dana Lynn Bailey is one of the fastest rising stars in the world of fitness. After beginning her career as a figure competitor, she quickly learned that her body was better suited for bodybuilding. From 2006 to the present, she's racked up many wins, and with the help of her videographer/photographer/flag-nor-fail apparel mogul husband Rob, Dana is firmly entrenched as one of the most popular female bodybuilders, attaining an almost cult-like celebrity status.
Dana's in jail. This is going to be in the Daily News tomorrow.
After taking a quick tour of the station and doing some time behind bars, Dana heads down into the subterranean depths of the precinct for the workout.
Dopamine just gave me energy and really a sense of empowerment.
I haven't had any cravings this whole entire time I've been dieting.
Didn't have the crash that I experienced with a lot of other fat burners.
I've lost my 20 pounds in the 4 weeks working out and dieting.
It is the truth. I love it.
For more information, go to getdopamite.com right now.
Ladies, please take the second place award and the second place check to our runner-up this evening, Victor Martinez.
I don't expect anything out of bodybuilding anymore. If I win, the more to be grateful for, you know, and if, you know, as it turned out, you know, I didn't win, it's just, you know, used to it. It's kind of like, I'll take it as it comes.
Disappointment is a part of athletic competition, and few bodybuilders have had more disappointments than Victor Martinez. After being edged out for first place at the New York Pro, Victor seemed to be down, almost resigned to his fate as bodybuilding's perennial runner-up. But Martinez doesn't stay down long. He knows where his strengths lie, and when in need, he turns to those closest to him for help. John De La Rosa qualified for the Olympia this year, but is passing it up. More about that in our next episode. So for now, he has pledged his assistance to his fiancée Swan, of course, and to Victor. Victor and John share a similar goal, one of the most difficult in the sport of bodybuilding, that of putting on mass. Growing new muscle tissue is not easy, especially for someone who is already carrying a significant amount. By ramping up their food intake, smart use of supplements, and of course balls-to-the-wall training, both Vic and John hope to add pounds to their physiques. At this point, John is looking ahead to the 2014 season. For Victor, the need is much more urgent. At Coliseum Gym in Columbia, Maryland, the urgency is very apparent. It's after midnight. John, Swan, and Victor have driven 6 hours from New York to host a charity event for autism research the following day. Charity events like this are all part of the job for top-level bodybuilders. Victor is constantly on the road, even during the most intense part of his training season. He can't let the fact that he is tired or in a strange city deter him from the training he knows he needs.
Many workouts, yes, I cannot do, but I will always make do with what I have to train. But when I do have to travel, I have to say this, I always make sure I leave the body part that I know I can do no matter where I'm at, you know, so it's like arms, shoulders, you know, sometimes back, you know, you can do that anywhere, but, you know, when it comes to legs, it's like specified equipment. So I always make sure when I'm traveling that I move around what body part I will be needing to train, and, you know, you can make that workout possible and get a good workout in, but, you know, it's bodybuilding. Work is 365 days a year and never stops.
Meanwhile, back in New York, Dana Lynn Bailey is apprehensive about being able to train properly in the 5th Precinct gym. Dana is about to begin a tour of the East Coast, stopping in gyms along the way to meet her fans, but ultimately terminating in Florida for the Tampa Pro competition. With her sights set on the Tampa Pro, she can't afford a half-hearted workout, not this close to the show. The difficulties that the police officers deal with in this cramped space become quickly apparent. But Dana is determined to get everyone through a good workout.
Okay. This is just, I don't do.
Wait.
Because it's not heavy.
Victor and Dana are athletes at 2 very different stages of their careers, but both know the value of getting it done. The situation is never perfect. There are always extenuating circumstances and unusual pressures, especially at this level of notoriety. Obligations to sponsors, video and photo shoots, as well as the everyday obligations of life, all add up. But bodybuilding is a discipline that requires relentless consistency, and the work must be done no matter what the situation, even in the dank sub-basement of a 150-year-old police building in Chinatown. At the end of the workout, we get yet another taste of how the 5th Precinct gets it done. A makeshift pull-up station under grimy metal stairs.
Ow!
Rob Bailey knows a good photo opportunity when he sees one, and though exhausted, he makes Dana pose a few more times. In an Airstream camper purchased just for this trek and customized with their logo, Rob and Dana ease their way through New York City traffic to Times Square, accompanied by a police escort. Leaking the news via social media that they will be starting their journey to Tampa here, a few local fans rush to meet the fitness world's most recognizable duo. Native New Yorkers, used to such things, pay little attention to the hubbub, but soon a crowd of tourists begins to gather. That is, until the skies open up. A torrential thunderstorm sends people scurrying for shelter from the rains. But not Dana. She continues to greet people and take pictures, sign soggy autographs, and continues to prove why Dana Lynn Bailey is so beloved by so many people. When faced with adversity, winners make it work. An obstacle becomes an opportunity. a setback becomes a challenge. No matter what the difficulties, true champions adapt and overcome. Still about 15 pounds lighter than his usual contest weight, Victor was able to win the Toronto Pro just a few weeks after the New York Pro and qualify for the Olympia. At the Olympia, Victor did not make the top 10, but a few weeks later at the Arnold Classic in Spain, he made a much better showing, placing 5th in a stacked lineup. The road for Martinez has been long and difficult, but it's clearly not over yet. Upon reaching Tampa, Dana placed 2nd. In Phoenix, a few weeks later, she won the show, sending her to the Olympia, where she became the first ever physique winner in that most prestigious contest. Coming up, Yasaira shows us just how hard bikini girls train. Ben White has to finally face up to a challenge. And John De La Rosa passes on the Olympia. All this and more in upcoming episodes of NYBB Blue's Summer of 2013 recap from the Pro to the O.